All right, so woke? That means woke up, right? It means awake. Well, what did you wake up to? Well, you woke up to that the world is made out of systems of oppression. In other words, it's an oppressor versus oppressed dynamic. Maybe it's economic, rich versus poor, or producers versus workers, but maybe it's race. Maybe it's white versus people of color. Maybe it's sex. Maybe it's, normal versus sexually deviant. Maybe it's male versus female. You could imagine a million different lines of oppressor versus oppressed, right? So that's woke. We all agree that that's woke. The identity politics is woke. Well, let's just go back to the very first page of the Communist Manifesto, which was written by Karl Marx in 1848. What did he say? He said that the entire movement of history is the conflict of classes, and he gives a lot of examples. Basically like slave owner versus slave and so on. And he says, or in a word, oppressor versus oppressed. So when you see this manipulation of waking up to believing society is organized around oppressor versus oppressed dynamics, and that the oppressed have to wake up and transform society to a new model that's going to be socialist or anti-racist or queer or whatever it happens to be, feminist, you are very likely dealing with something that is in the field of Marxism. And in this case, I've spent the past 5 years of my career nailing down that the origin point of virtually everything we
Yes.
see in the woke ideology comes straight out of communism, repackaged to attack the soft spots of the West.
We are so vulnerable to communism and to wokeism. The film says it's not coming, but it's here. I want to make sure we plug the movie that you're involved in. I had somebody come up to me in Albuquerque, and he said, Charlie, you got to check out this movie, Beneath Sheep's Clothing. It's unbelievable. This guy was just like on fire. I don't know if he works on the team or he saw a preview. I mean, he was like an evangelist for this film. Dr. Lindsay, tell us all about it.
Man, Charlie, I'll tell you, because like normally I'm a little modest to talk about stuff that I am involved in, but I've had a flood. The movie came out last Friday, and so it's been out just for the weekend, really. And I have had a flood of, messages sent to me that this thing is incredible. This film is going to save the Republic. Everybody has to see this. I've never seen a response like this. So it's really exciting. The point of the film, honestly, was to show what happened in Soviet Union in churches and in schools, and to say we're seeing similar stuff here in the United States now with woke. We're saying that communism's not coming. It's here, and that we have to wake up and deal with that. So we made a film because, books do a lot, shows do a lot, interviews do a lot, social media does a lot, but a film really can reach people, and it's high action, it's extremely high production quality, it's really engaging. It's hard to stop watching it once you start. I've seen it a bunch of times, and every time I have to get through it because I can't put it down. And it's just, I think it's a really fantastic vehicle to tell America exactly what is now, frankly, on our ballot, which is communism's here.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. So let's play the trailer here. And the film is Beneath Sheep's Clothing. People can find it at salemnow.com. And I tell you, James, this person that came up to me in Albuquerque, you'd think that he just saw The Godfather for the first time, right? I mean, he's like, Charlie, you got to check this out. And so I echo that. Let's play cut 74.
Here's the thing about communism. When it comes knocking at your door, it doesn't say, hi, I'm here to impoverish, enslave, and murder you. It says, I'm here to liberate you from oppression.
You take over the colleges of education, then you take over all the teachers, then you take over all the students, and thus you get the future.
He said the ultimate objective of having government school was to destroy Christianity. Those are his words.
People's war means to destroy the opposing country through unconventional methods.
And Khrushchev bragged about it. We'll take America without firing a shot.
In other words, Marxism-Leninism ideology is being pumped into the soft heads of American students without being challenged. The result you can see.
So that's just a little taste. That was Yuri Bezmenov at the end.